sometimes wonder if I've wasted the last 5 years making these videos on YouTube. All these videos, 1,000 videos in this room. And I wonder if I'm wasting my time and your time as well. And I wonder if that could be detrimental to my health and to your health as well. But let's carry on and just forget that. And I get quite a lot of comments, and people say, Gary, why don't you make a video about your life and tell us why you're living in Germany and not in England, where you were born? And the answer is, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Perhaps I do, and I'll try and explain it. You know, I always felt like a bit of a foreign body in England, like a splinter that's gone in somebody's finger. And when you get a splinter, then it insists itself. And the matter that was around the splinter was, for example, the school I went to St. Dominic's School in Leeds. And it was full of Irish kids. The school was like a little piece of Ireland. And St. Dominic was the patron saint of the Spanish Inquisition. And but the place where we lived was all English people. In the school, I was in love with Mary Murphy. And she sat in the row in front of me. And I used to walk home after school. And Mary would come past, driving in an Audi car, because her dad was quite rich, because he was the publican of the Skinner's Arms. And she'd drive past me and wave. And I'd wave back and go red. And I walked past the pub every day, and I'd always look in the window to see if I could see Mary, but I never did. So I was living in this little world of Ireland in England. Every Sunday at 8 o'clock I had to go to Mass. And the kids on the estate where I lived were all English kids. And they used to say, Gary, why do you have to go to church in the morning at 8 o'clock when we're all sleeping? And I said, I don't know. So after church, then we'd go, my father would take us to the Jewish bakery and we'd have bagels. And I still got a scar here from the bagel I used to eat then. Anyway, that's beside the point. So we were quite a cosmopolitan family on the estate. And a bit strange, possibly, because we had to go to Mass every Sunday morning. So I always felt a little bit like a round peg in a square hole. And maybe I got to like that feeling. Now eventually, after a lot of travelling around, I did move to Germany. And that was because of a woman. And her father, he also drove an Audi. And I sometimes wonder if my wife today is a reincarnation of Mary Murphy from St. Dominic's School. Life is very strange. Life is strange. And you get a lot of these plastic paddies. You know, people who wear the big hat with the shamrock on there, and he painted the faces green on St. Patrick's Day. And they're more Irish than the Irish people in Ireland. You know what I'm talking? People in Boston and New York, the New York police force, all these people, they're professional Irish people. I have never gone for that. I'll admit I've never gone for that. Although, I do have a pair of underpants upstairs from Dirty Nelly's in Limerick. And I could go upstairs and get them and show them to you now if you want me to. But I don't want to break the YouTube rules and get a strike for showing my dirty underpants from Dirty Nelly's. Now, you might think I'm living in a make-believe world. And you're probably quite right, I am. I'm not Dave Allen. But I make sketches. I try to entertain you. I try to have a bit of fun. Because in my mind, there's much too much seriousness in this world. And I just want people to have a bit of a laugh. Because I always think, when you're lying on your deathbed, and you're about to shuck off the mortal coil, and you'll think back to your life, and all them times when you were serious and worrying about things, you'll regret it. You will. And you'll only remember the good times, and the things you did, and the laughs you had, the crack you had. That's my opinion. And you might say I'm living in a make-believe world, and you might be right. But aren't we all living in a make-believe world? Whatever you do, everyone's wearing a mask all the time. Acting. Nobody's like they are when they're at home, when you're really relaxed. You've always got a face on. And so, I don't worry about it too much. I might be a bit mad. I don't mind that. Because what is that, really? You're just trying to conform to what other people think you should be. And so I always say, be yourself. Know yourself. And may God go with you.